the latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Africa on fire. Currently, Congo is on fire, and I learned Cyril Ramaphosa is also joining the fight. According to the president of Congo, he's calling on everybody, both in Africa and in the diaspora, to come out and support them, fight and win this battle. According to him, they are not going to allow anybody to come in Congo to take control over Congo. And at 2008, these are the same people that looted the resources of Congo. So for that reason, this time they will fight and defend everything of this. That there are some people who don't want to let Congo be at peace, and they are doing everything possible to destabilize Congo.
My dear compatriots, in these critical moments for our nation, I address you with the gravity and the solemnity imposed by the situation. The east of our country, in particular the provinces of North Kivu, South Kivu, and Latori, faces an unprecedented aggravation of the security situation. The Rwandan Defense Forces, in support of their puppets of the M23, continue their terrorist operations on our territory, sowing terror and desolation among our populations. I share with you the pain and indignation faced by these barbaric attacks. These acts are not only an attack against the Republic, but an offense to the history and dignity of our people. In these difficult times, I call you to resilience and, above all, to resistance. Faced with this situation, allow me to reassure you, a vigorous and coordinated response against these terrorists and their puppets is underway. Our valiant armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, symbols of courage and patriotism, are fully mobilized, ready to defend every inch of our territory. I have personally convened and chaired crisis meetings with a restricted team of the government, the High Military Command, as well as an interinstitutional meeting in order to assess the recent developments of the situation and to raise the options to repel the attackers and reconquer each plot of our territory. As a result, on January 28th, I appointed Major General Everest Somo Kakule to the post of Military Governor of North Kivu to strengthen the coordination of military operations and restore the authority of the state. At the same time, we have undertaken important diplomatic steps, notably within the Security Council of the United Nations, as well as within the framework of the peace process in Rwanda, to which we remain fully engaged despite the obstacles. We favor the path of dialogue, but always with lucidity, while remaining firmly resolute to defend our territory and our sovereignty by all means necessary. But this fight is not only that of the FRDC, it is the fight of an entire people, the fight of our Congolese identity, in order to bind to future generations a prosperous and peaceful country. To all our compatriots in every province, every city, every territory, and every village, as well as those of the diaspora, without distinction of ethnic or political affiliation, let us unite our efforts. Let us provide moral and material support to our valiant soldiers. Let us mobilize as one man to defend our sovereignty and safeguard our territorial integrity. I am fully aware of the suffering of our compatriots who flee hostilities. The government is instructed to activate the humanitarian emergency plan to assist the displaced. To you, inhabitants of Goma and its surroundings, I deeply feel your pain, which is also mine. It crosses our hearts and our souls as sons and daughters of the same homeland. But in the face of this ordeal, I urge you to rely on this inner strength, which is the greatness of the Congolese people. Resist with courage, show constant vigilance, and keep calm despite adversity. Know that we have not remained inactive. Contingency plans are prepared to ensure the protection of the civilian population and prevent any escalation of violence. Security measures have been reinforced to protect strategic areas, and we are working relentlessly to guarantee the functioning of essential services. I want to pay a solemn tribute to all those who have paid the ultimate price in this struggle for our dignity and our sovereignty. I have a pious thought for General Major Peter Chirimwami, military governor of North Kivu, who dropped his weapons. I bow with respect in front of the memory of all our soldiers and all the Wazalendo who fell on the field of honor. I also think of the soldiers of the mission of the African Australian Development Community, the Sami DRC, who fight alongside us, the blue helmets of the MONUSCO, who sacrificed their lives for peace, as well as the innumerable civilians victims of enemy barbarism. Their courage and their sacrifices will never be forgotten, and we carry their flambeau with a firm determination to complete their noble fight. I would like to call upon the international community and the African Union. Rwanda continues to openly violate and unscrupulously violate the fundamental principles of the United Nations Charter, as well as the regional agreements. Worse, these actions are carried out in total impunity and with a manifest contempt for the international rules and values that these institutions are supposed to defend. This arrogant attitude, which no longer even seeks to hide its misdeeds, is an unacceptable provocation for regional stability. The presence of thousands of Rwandan soldiers on our soil, their political, logistical, and military support at the helm of the M23, as well as their involvement in 2008, the illegal exploitation of our natural resources, lead us straight to an escalation with unpredictable consequences, endangering the entire region of the Great Lakes. Your silence and your inaction against the barbarism and the atrocities perpetrated by these suppletives on our territory constitute an affront not only to the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also to the universal values of justice and peace. The Congolese people take action of this passivity, which frowns on complicity. Be sure of one thing: the Democratic Republic of Congo will not be humiliated or crushed, and we will triumph. Congolese and Congolese, the time is certainly grave, but our determination is even more unwavering. This critical moment offers us the opportunity to show the world what makes our strength, that is, our unity, without which all our efforts would be in vain. I call you to be vigilant, but not to give in to hatred, division, or violence. I condemn with the utmost firmness the acts of vandalism and plunder which have targeted certain diplomatic missions accredited in the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as private interests in the city of Kinshasa. These irresponsible behaviors denature the healthy expression of our anger against the barbaric aggression imposed on us.
And leaders, you should understand that you are not a leader only in your respective countries. Paul Kagame, you are not only the president of Rwanda, you are a president of Africa. So every African is your citizen. So we can team up and be sponsoring people against our own selves. So if truly you know that we have to unite and unity is our strength to be able to defeat whatsoever that is worrying us, then African leaders, stop the talking. Stop these financial aids that you get, the financial assistance, the loans that you go for. These are the things that they use to manipulate you. Until date, we do not have the peace and unity we are looking for. When we have everything, the youth, we are one people. Regardless of what our leaders are saying, what they are doing, let's always forget these people and know that we are one people. Your brother, whoever he is or she is, from any other place in Africa, is your blood. Let us not allow these leaders to turn us against ourselves. We are one people, the same ancestor, fighting a common goal. We have only one country, which is Africa. The rest are provinces, states, or regions. Let us not follow our leaders. Let us not follow our leaders. We can never divide and fight among ourselves. We can only unite and fight oppression. And we can only fight against any color that is not of our own. We are one, and united we shall stand and be stronger forever. Divided we fall. So let's please share and keep on educating ourselves, both in Africa and in the diaspora, to know that we are one people. And the time has come for us to let the leaders know that if they wouldn't do what we want, and it is bringing all Africans together, we the youth want to be together. So if they are not ready to give us the unity that we want, then they should move aside for us to have leaders that will unite us instead of dividing us to fight among ourselves. So that's the latest around the world in Africa and in Congo.